Welcome to ENTC 2160 Architectural CAD. At this point, you have assumingly reviewed many of the videos that we've done in the past where we've created walls and created windows and created doors, and we brought in furniture into the plans, and we've created interior walls as well as stairs and rails. Today, the focus is going to be on using the slab option that we have. The slab option that we have can be used for countertops. It could be used for balconies. You can actually put a slab out for a deck, or even anything else that you see a need for, such as a roof, or if you want to put a mantle or something on a fireplace. Slab is a good tool to do that. Today, what I'm going to do is show you how to put a countertop onto some cabinets. What you see in this plan here is that I've already brought in some cabinets here. We have a corner cabinet and two end cabinets. These are base cabinets that we have here. You can also do the same thing by bringing in overhead cabinets. You just change your elevation to a point where it fits up into your ceiling, or at least close to your ceiling. So for starters, let's go ahead and get going here. So first of all, what we want to understand is that when we were doing our patterns, when we wanted to hatch a pattern some time ago, one of the things that I indicate is that you need to make sure that you have boundaries where you can actually hatch the pattern. The same thing with slabs. We have to do the same thing. So in this case, when you do slabs, make sure you have boundaries so that you can do slabs. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and get started with our slab. So in your tool palette design, well, first of all, before I do this, let me just go back as a quick review to show you, how I was able to get these cabinets. So we went to insert. Once you select insert and you have design center, you want to select this, and once this is open, this should appear on your screen. If not, you can click around just like you would in any kind of drop down in Windows. You want to find design, double click on design, select furnishings, and in this case, looking for cabinets, this is casework, so we select casework. And you have several options here. Let's just identify some base cabinets here. If we select base cabinets, in this case, what you see on the screen here is that corner cabinet is this cabinet that we selected here. So you just double click and you can bring it out and place it anywhere. Since I already have one in place, I'm just going to bring it out and put it here so you can just see it. Hit escape when you want to get out of this particular one, and then you can go back and select other cabinets. And I'm going to now select a 39-inch wide cabinet. So I'm going to just double click here, bring this cabinet in here, and you can bring in as many cabinets as you like. So since I have 3 in this corner here, I'm just demonstrating just bringing in 3. The reason I'm doing this is because I want you to get to the point where you know how to rotate this. So as you can see, this corner cabinet here has been rotated. This is the way they come in. When I select this cabinet here and that little box show up here, this box is showing up on the back of the cabinet. So this is the front. When you're looking at the cabinets in 2D like we are now, sometimes it's hard to distinguish the front and the back. So in this case, if the front is needed over here on this side, you need to rotate this as well. So I just want to make sure that you know that. Same thing applies here. If you select this is the back of the cabinet. If you select this one, this is the back corner of the cabinet, therefore making this the front. So we have those cabinets in place. So once you know the orientation of these cabinets, you can then know exactly how you want to rotate them to put them in place. And so I've already have put the 3 cabinets here, rotated them in place. So let me go ahead and delete the 3 that I have here. Just like any Windows thing, just select it, hit delete on the keyboard, and it's gone just like that. So at this point, you want to find slab, find your slab option, and as we said before, when you are going to identify the corners or identify the boundaries, you have to make sure it's totally enclosed. So where you see this little green box here, typically you want to start on that little green box and you work your way around and enclose this same area here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start here, come around to the back side here, front side here. And as you see, there's a purple, kind of purple lines that's forming, as you can see. Select that. And I want to come up to where I started from. I'm going to zoom in so I can make sure that I end where I started, right there. Right click, hit enter, and you can see this line continues to stay purple. Now, the slabs, just like the cabinets, any of the furniture, vases that we've discussed before, any of those kinds of things, when they come in, they're going to come in on the floor level, which means that the elevation is 0, and therefore we need to move it up. So in this, there's a couple ways you can move this up to the top. So for this countertop, obviously we want it to sit on top of the cabinets. So you need to know the height of the cabinets, and then you can select the slab and change the elevation to whatever the height of the cabinets are. Or what you can do is go to a view where you can see height. So if we go to view and we look at a front view, just find front view, select front view, and we can see the cabinet here. And also we can see the slab, which is still purple there. So what I want to do is select this slab. I want to right click and I want to select my basic modify tools, and then I want to move it. And so I'm going to select this corner right here. But now what I want to do is turn off my snapping, which is F3. And I'm going to just bring it right up here to this corner because I want to put it on this corner. Also, you want to make sure that your orthogonal is toggled on as well. Orthogonal is F8, and also it responds to one of the icons at the bottom of the screen. So I just selected that there. So now that slab should be resting on top of that cabinet. And so to just make sure it's where it should be, let's take a look at this in 3D. And we can see it right on top of that cabinet. And so let me just look at this, change it from a 2D wireframe to maybe a shaded area. And so what you can see now is that we now have this slab on top of the cabinets. Now, as we've done with other things, if I were to select this slab right here, and if you wanted to change some properties of the slab, such as the thickness. In this case, the thickness is 4 inches. That's pretty thick for a slab for the top of the cabinet. So if you want to change it to 2 inches, just simply go in, instead of 4, just put in 2, making sure you have the correct tick marks, hit enter. And now you have moved it from a 4-inch cabinet, top, to a 2-inch. So you can see that really looks good. So if you have overhead cabinets, you don't necessarily have to put in the slab on top of them, even though you can. Because again, if I were to take this particular slab here, and if I wanted to turn off that slab, it'll still be there, but if I want to just turn it off, I can go to the layers, find a slab layer, select this little light bulb that you see there, and it turns it off. And you can see, since it's turned off, you can see in the top of these cabinets that there are no tops here. And if you want to turn them back on, you can turn them back on by simply going to the slab. The beautiful thing about this is, as you use AutoCAD, it automatically selects colors for specific things. So it makes it easier for me to find the slab if I look down and find a color. So if I turn it back on, it comes back on. This applies to any layer that you have. So as AutoCAD creates layers, as you can see, at this point we have not physically gone in to create individual layers. But as you can see what AutoCAD here, from an earlier video we talked about putting on a roof, we've talked about installing walls, we talked about installing doors and windows, etc. So as you can see, there are layers for each one of those. And so if you want to turn off any of those layers, including the cabinets, you can do that and then turn them back on when you need to. Just like you see these locks here, if you have a fear of destroying the work that you've done, you can always lock what you have here. And by locking it, it means you can't delete it from yourself or delete it from that layer. And so that's just a fail-safe way you can do this without the fear of losing some of your work. Obviously, you need to save your work, save it often, and make backup copies of your work. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a lot about how we can actually create slabs. So thank you.